You're walking through the city in Japan. Amongst the hustle and bustle and bright marketing displays, something catches your eye from down below. It's a manhole cover, but not any ordinary manhole cover. This one's special, as it has a certain recognizable yellow mouse illustrated upon it. It's one of many Pokemon manhole covers that have been appearing all over Japan over the past couple years. That's right, known as Poké Lids, these colourful Pokemon themed manhole covers have been slowly but surely taking over Japan. Each Poké Lid is entirely unique, with there only being one of each in existence. And not only that, but you see this beautiful paint job? Yeah, that's completely done by hand. No cheap factory jobs here. Creative and fun designs appearing on manhole covers is actually quite a common occurrence over in Japan, with most places seemingly having manholes with very artistic, magnificent designs on them that represent that area's culture, specialities, and traditions. There's even manhole cover designs based on popular anime series, such as these Love Live Sunshine covers. We're not here to talk about those today though. Sorry to anyone who expected me to talk about Drain Cover Chica, but this video is exclusively about the Pokélids. Originally, I was going to go through each and every one of the Pokélids currently found in Japan, but there is just so many of them that we'd be here all day, and my audience attention rate is low enough. So I thought I'd just highlight some of the best ones, and if you guys do enjoy this video enough, then heck, maybe I'll make this into a series where I go through each region of Japan, picking out their best Pokélids. Also, just a quick note, I don't speak Japanese, so expect me to absolutely butcher almost all of these location names. And with that out of the way, let's get our Pokélids journey started. Being the second most populated city in Japan, and a very popular area for tourism, the city of Yokohama is a prime spot for all things Pokemon. Of course, there's the Pokemon Center Yokohama with its enormous Kyogre statue and Sailor Pikachus. But there's not just that, as in summer of 2019, Yokohama's Minato Mirai area held the 2019 Pikachu outbreak, where visitors could experience 3 different Pikachu night shows from August 6th to August 12th, as well as purchase Pikachu-themed popsicles and beverages. Just look at these guys. Now that's an army I wouldn't want to mess with. Stan LED Pikachu. During the 2019 Pikachu outbreak is when this was installed. The city of Yokohama's Pikachu Poké Lid. I can't tell if these Pikachus are supposed to be lovers and the girl picked the guy some flowers, or the girl just picked herself some flowers and the guy Pikachu is just like, gimme the flowers. Romantic scene or crime scene? I'll let you decide. There's even a sneaky little cameo from Wingull in the back here. And of course they had to include some sort of water in the art, as Yokohama is one of Japan's major port cities. This isn't the only Pikachu manhole cover in Yokohama though, as the city also has these 4 manhole covers that spell out the city's name and have Sailor Pikachus on them, just like the ones you can find in the Yokohama Pokemon Center. However, these manhole covers aren't a part of the Pokélids range, so we won't go too in depth on them. Pfft, I know right, imagine being a Pokemon manhole cover and not being a Pokélid. Bloody amateurs. Speaking of the Pokemon Center though, the Pikachu Poké Lid manhole cover in Yokohama is just a couple kilometers away from the Yokohama Pokemon Center. So if you're in the area, be sure to kill 2 bird Pokemon with 1 stone and visit both. Remember how I said before that Yokohama has a large population and is very popular with tourists? Well, there is an area in Japan that outranks Yokohama in both of those factors. Of course, I'm talking about Tokyo. Unlike Yokohama, which only has the 1 Pikachu Pokélid, Tokyo has 6 of various Pokemon, and it just so happens they're all located within Tokyo's Serigaya Park. First off, there's this Squirtle one, located in front of the Rainbow and Water sculpture. Name provided by Google Translate, so God knows if that's accurate. Oh well, Squirtle looks like he's having a lot of fun. Tough luck getting all that puddle water on you though, Red. Looks like a job for the dry cleaners, mate. On the opposite side of the Rainbow and Water sculpture, there's this Pokélid featuring Pidgey and Rattata. And look, the water sculpture even appears in the background of this Pokélid's art. Ain't that just a neat little cool detail that shows just how one of a kind these art pieces are? They were specifically made for the locations they were placed in, and I just think that's so cool. I'm imagining Pokélids for places near me here in England now. I mean, I know it'll never happen, but come on, just let me dream. To the west of the park, there are these two Pokélids. One featuring Oddish, Caterpie and Weedle, and another featuring a couple of Poliwags. These aren't as unique as the Pidgey and Rattata one, as they don't feature any unique structures or anything, but they're still really nice. At the very bottom of Serigaya Park, there are these two Pokélids. This one of Charmander, as well as this one of Bulbasaur. And hey, is that Leaf from Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red? Another pretty cool detail, as you don't see her very much on merchandise and marketing and whatnot these days, compared to Red and Blue anyway. Sadly, that's it for Tokyo. I don't know what significance the Serigaya Park holds, but all of Tokyo's Pokélids are contained within it. If I was a little kid in Japan, I would have loved to come to this park just to trek around it looking for all the Pokélids. Ah well, a man can dream. Let's move on. Now so far in this video we've covered Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and of course Charmander. But there's one more iconic Gen 1 Pokemon that I've yet to mention. Eevee. Well, you Eevee fans out there, the city of Ibusuki has your backs, as Pokélids featuring Eevee, as well as all of its evolutions, are scattered throughout its streets. The idea is that each evolution's Pokélid is placed somewhere in Ibusuki that vaguely represents its typing, and you'll see shortly that some work really well, and others are a little questionable at best. Like, let's start with an example of a confusing one, Eevee itself. According to Google Maps, the Eevee Pokélid is literally located just outside the Ibusuki police station. Hello? Yes, officer? I would like to report a case of forced secondary mascot. In all seriousness, I have no idea how Eevee relates to a police station. I guess it's just a shame they didn't put Eevee in the Officer Jenny uniform from Let's Go, since other Pokélids do represent their locations within the art, but not these evolution ones apparently. As you would know if you've been paying attention so far, many of the Pokélids have been located within parks, such as the ones in Tokyo, and Espeon here is no exception, with it being located on the very outskirts of Ibusuki's Central Park. There's even these neat little images on Google Maps that Pokemon Go players have taken, showing their own Espeons next to the Manhole cover. Espeon's dark counterpart, Umbreon, isn't as lucky when it comes to location, with its Pokélid seemingly being in some sort of random backstreet next to a train line. I guess this would be a pretty fitting place for an actual Umbreon to hang out at night, and despite this, Umbreon also has some really nice photos with Pokemon Go players. No idea who this guy is, but he must really like his Umbreon, that's for sure. Similar to Umbreon, another one that's seemingly in the middle of nowhere is Glaceon. Like, look at this place. Where is this? There's literally nothing here. A few minutes walk away and you'll actually find the Pokélids for Vaporeon and Flareon, which are actually located super close to one another. Vaporeon is just outside the Ginsho Hotel, on the coast, just like a Vaporeon should be, and he certainly looks pleased about it. And you may be wondering, so if Flareon is close by, how did they manage to thematically fit him into this coastal area? Well, the Ginsho Hotel is actually located on Sunamsoi Hot Spring Street, a street full of hot bathhouses and hotels. The Flareon Pokélid is located just outside the Saraku Sand Bath Hall, which does actually have some Eevee branding on the inside of it. Anybody know what any of this says? Cause I sure don't. Look, I know linking Flareon to hot water instead of fire is somewhat of a cop-out, but what did you expect them to do? Put the Flareon Pokélid in the middle of the Australian bushfires or something? Besides, I quite like the location they went with anyway, as Japan is quite well known for its hot bath halls. It's where all the lewd anime scenes happen, right? For the record, yes, I know anime isn't an accurate representation of Japan. I'm just kidding. Moving on to the most generically named evolution, we have Leafeon, who is located at the Ibusuki Garden near the Ibusuki Eco Camping Ground. And the name Eco Camping Ground does seem to suggest it's environmentally friendly in some sort of way, and that might be why Leafeon's Pokélid is located there, but I can't find any evidence to support that this camping ground is any more eco-friendly than a regular old camping ground. And also, Leafeon isn't even located in the camping grounds, it's located in the Ibusuki Garden near it, which looks to be just a bunch of old fields and greenery. And yeah, I know, Leafeon, greenery, it's fitting, but it's not particularly interesting. Still better than Glaceon's location though. Just down the road from the Ibusuki Garden is what Google Maps calls Flower Park. And that is where Jolteon's Pokélid is located. And I really don't know the reasoning for this one's location, but if I were to guess, I'd assume it has something to do with the stadium located within the park that Jolteon's Pokélid is just outside of. I have no idea what they do inside of this stadium though, so that doesn't really help us. But hey, at least the art on the Manhole cover itself is nice. Now, last but certainly not least by any means, we have Sylveon, which is somewhat of an interesting case as the reasoning behind its location is completely theoretical and made up by me. But yeah, Sylveon's Pokélid is located outside of the Ibusuki library. Why there? Well, what type is Sylveon? That's right, fairy. And where do you find fairies? In works of fiction, of course, such as the fiction books you'd find at a library. Look guys, this might seem obvious to you, but it took hours for my ape brain to figure this out, okay? Overall, with these evolution Pokélids, I like the whole concept of spreading them across a city and having them located in areas that represent their types, but I definitely prefer the Pokélids like the Pidgey and Rattata one. Ones that actually represent the location they're in on the artwork itself. Like, these ones could be put anywhere and wouldn't look out of place. Heck, I could put the Eevee one in the middle of my kitchen and nobody would bat an eye. Whereas the Pidgey and Rattata one, it was made to be put in front of that water sculpture and it would just look weird and wouldn't make sense if it were anywhere else. And call me weird all you want, but I really like that. I'm going to stop my complaining here though, because despite everything I just said, the whole concept of Pokélids alone is just amazing. And let's be real, it's something you'd only hear coming from Japan. And it definitely makes visiting the country one day just that tad bit more tempting. Speaking of visiting, I didn't know where else to mention this in the video, but each Pokélid is actually also a Pokestop in Pokemon Go, so you can stop by and refill on some Pokeballs and potions, and also send your friends some Pokélid themed gifts. Now, it's unclear at the minute just how long these Pokélids are going to be sticking around for, but I assure you, they are definitely temporary and won't be around forever. So be sure to visit as many as you can whenever you have the chance. Despite the temporary nature of Pokélids, the Pokemon Company has actually provided a way for people to immortalize and remember their Pokélid visits forever. Outside of photographs, of course. So let's finish up by talking about Pokélid merchandise. So, you visited a Pokélid, and you want some sort of souvenir or knick-knack to commemorate your encounter with one of the greatest pieces of sewer system ever built. Well, my friend, the Pokemon Company has you covered, as there is a wide range of Pokélid merchandise that can be found at local Village Vanguard stores in Japan. First off, we have the most common form of souvenir, keychains. These ones seem to be made of rubber, which is quite common for keychains such as these, and to be fair, I prefer them to be made of rubber than any sort of solid material, as they feel a lot nicer in the pocket that way, if you were to attach them to your keys or anything like that. Another common form of souvenir is of course, mugs. These Pokélid mugs are a step above the usual souvenir mugs in my opinion though, with the design showing the Pokélid on one side and the location it can be found in on the other. The mugs even come with a coaster designed to look like the Pokélid, which can even be placed on the top of your mug to keep your drink warm. That's Japanese innovation for you. On the cooler, more collectible side of Pokélid merch, we have these. High quality metal replicas of each Pokélid. These look really nicely made and something you would definitely want to keep safe. I dread to think how much these are going to be worth once all the Pokélids are gone in the future. In a way, these kinda remind me of those Yokai Watch medals you used to be able to get, just a lot bigger and made out of metal instead of plastic. Yokai Watch really never did take off outside of Japan, did it? Poor Yokai Watch. Now, my personal favourite piece of Pokélid merchandise are these. Yes, stickers. Now let me explain. These aren't just stickers, as you can buy these notepad type folder things to store them in. You basically use these folders and the stickers to track which Pokélids you've visited. So as you travel around seeing more and more, you fill up your folder up with Pokélids. Like birdwatching, but for weebs. And that's kind of it in terms of Pokélid merchandise I could actually find any sort of information on, since all posts about these things are in Japanese, so typing English terms into Google won't make them appear most of the time, making this video much harder to research. So you're welcome guys. Before we finish up though, I have one thing I need you guys to do. Go to the Pokélids website linked in the description, browse the collection, find your favourite Pokélid, and let me know what it is down in the comments below. Also let me know which of the Pokélids you want me to cover in a potential follow-up video in the future, because I'm definitely interested in making another one of these. I just find the whole idea of Pokélids so interesting. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. I've been Cheesy Boy, and thank you for watching. Peace!